Hello and welcome back to BlueTube on YouTube, where we will be looking at the game that we just watched against Blues.
You are
Blues,
at
against
these.
Lincoln. I was thinking, who are we playing? Hello and welcome back to BlueTube on YouTube, where we will be reviewing Blues game against Lincoln in the third round of the FA Cup, where we got through against Lincoln. Do you want to kick us off, Ben?
I said Lincoln twice there. It's all right. No, that's good. Yeah, you got there.
He's moaning about how many times it takes me to get the introduction right.
You best keep him in.
Only 3. No, I'm not keeping them in.
No, that was your fourth one. That was your fourth attempt there.
Should we talk about the football?
Yeah, let's talk about the football. Yeah. Well, we've been talking about getting Yokoyama involved one way or the other for a couple of weeks now, and it only took him 30 seconds from his first start, wasn't it, to score a goal for us. I mean, it couldn't have started any better, could it?
It was just like a proper reaction, wasn't it? Superb, wasn't it? 1-0 up after, I think someone said 24 seconds. It was between 24 and 30 seconds, wasn't
32 seconds, wasn't it?
But it was a quick goal, and it just showed what he meant. You know, like he'd come on. And first half, I thought he was really dynamic and got stuck in. Looked quiet in the second half, but what you expect, the bloke hasn't been getting minutes like we've been talking about. But
Yeah.
I thought he really showed his worth today.
Yeah, a little bit stale at times, but like you just said, that's to be expected for someone that hasn't had many minutes of late. So I can let him off for that, especially when a guy scored a goal as well. You can just see whenever he was on the ball, he was getting it into the box as soon as he possibly could. He was trying to make chances, he was driving at defenders. Like you've said a few times, he really is that wild card sort of player, and we haven't got any other player that's quite like him. So it was quite refreshing to see someone like that start for us. I thought he had a good game all in all, and I'm delighted for him that he got a goal.
Totally agree. But, I mean, I weren't expecting to just kick off about Yokoyama. I mean, this is unscripted. We just, go as we feel, don't we? But I thought that Chris Davies got it right today. Rested loads of players. We literally played mostly a second string, didn't we? I'll get up the starting lineup for those that haven't seen it. We went with Peacock Farrell in goal, then back four of Taylor, Gardner, Hickman, Christoph Clara, who we will talk about in a bit. Samsted's back as well. He didn't quite play the full 90. Thought he had
No, he came off towards the end. But yeah,
Alex Cochrane, who we'll talk about as well, and Yokoyama obviously on the left wing, with Mark Leonard in the middle.
Yeah.
Luke Harris, that means Paik and Iwata were rested. Scott Wright on the other wing, with Lyndon Dykes playing just off Lucas Djukovic just playing off Lyndon Dykes. Dykes was a 10.
Lot of standouts there in that team, I think, for today's game. We'll start at the back. Now, what did you think of Peacock Farrell? Because I don't think he lit the world on fire today with his performance. I think he was unlucky with the penalty, but well, we can talk about that.
There was a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a penalty, wasn't there? But
I know I'm jumping forward here, but we're talking about the keeper and his big moments.
Yeah,
and that was one of them, wasn't it? I do feel for Peacock Farrell. I think there's a good keeper in there somewhere, but I think he's one of these confidence players, and I don't think he's got as much of that as he would like at the moment. There was a few moments where he flapped at the ball. All in all, I don't think it was a dreadful game for him, but when you compare him to a player against Allsop, I think at this stage it's night and day between them. I think if Allsop was in the goal and for that penalty and he dives that way, he's getting a much firmer hand on it. What do you think?
He's a steady keeper. He's shown that he's a steady keeper. He's not been playing, but he's a number 2 at the moment, isn't he? As a number 2, you want him to step up and be pushing for the number 1
I
spot.
want the best for him.
But Ryan Allsop by far is the number 1 at the moment, and there's people that might disagree with that. He didn't have a lot to do, but the basics he did all right today. He got a hand to the penalty, which was a shame because I think he would have
He's gone the right
got
way.
A bit stronger. You know, like he might have pushed it out, but it was a good penalty at the end. It was a heavy penalty, wasn't it? It was going to take him into the back of the net.
It was unfortunate to concede the penalty, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That was a dodgy moment for me, but I'm not even going to go there with the officials.
Let's go to the back line then. Taylor, Gardner, Hickman.
Had some really good spells. There was a couple of those wayward passes again, which like if you're at the back, they stand out, don't they? But yeah, I
On the
thought
whole,
he
solid.
got stuck in, did really well.
Samsted for being, I mean, I don't know if this would be considered out of his position. I don't know if he's one of those sort of utility players, can play full back and then centre half. It's the first time we've seen him there.
We've only played him full back, really, haven't we?
Yeah,
And
we
I
have,
know
yeah.
For Iceland, he's right back, isn't he? So,
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just to put him in there, he's done the job for us
and
today.
to come back in a game like this, because I tell you what, Lincoln came at us today. They played some good football, not so much in the first half. I think we commanded the first half really well, without really pushing it. In all honesty,
I don't think we even got out of first gear.
Yeah,
I thought we really took it light on this game.
so he did well. And Cochrane was brilliant. We'll come to Clara in a minute, but Cochrane, his usual self. I mean, the guy, he just looks so relaxed. I mean, he doesn't. He switches on when he needs to, and then he just like conserves that energy and really
doesn't
gets stuck
look
in
like-
when he has to.
I don't know if you ever said this to me on the on this or not, or maybe you might have said it to me elsewhere. But speaking about how Alex Cochrane doesn't really exert too much energy, but he's always in the right place. I think his footballing brain is one of the best that we've got in the squad.
I think it was during one of the games, wasn't it? I think it was when we're down there all watching on the box. But yeah, he just seems to know where everything's going to be a moment before. I compared him to like the footballing mind of Teddy Sheringham. He was always known to have had
You
that
did, I
footballing
remember
brain,
now.
didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah. And ever since you said that, I thought, you know what, you're absolutely spot on. He's always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And some of his deliveries into the box today were absolutely superb. Duke was unlucky with that chance.
There was a cracking cross, deep cross put in from the left-hand side by Cochrane, and Duke put an absolutely bullet header in. And our old keeper playing for them today.
Jaycock.
Yeah, good save really. It was quite close to him and he made it look really dynamic. But yeah, that was number 2 for me. But
Well, should we talk about Clara? He commanded the back line all on his own, didn't he?
he's absolutely
He was our
solid,
back line pretty
There was
much.
a time in that game, like we were saying, oh, absolutely top quality, like top championship sort of player, wasn't he? And then like the way he carried on, you even mentioned, he's Premier quality.
He's Premier League.
He really is a decent defender, and he's got that captain aura about him. You feel confident. He was commanding that box more than the keeper was.
Yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
Every single time that we kept them out, I looked to who was on the other end of it, and it was Clara every single time.
Yeah.
And this is not anything on the other players. I think they all had, in the back line especially, they all had solid games, but Clara just put himself about. It didn't seem like anything phased him at all.
Some real good, strong challenges as well.
And he's shown some serious leadership quality now for me, Clara is. Proper captain material. And I know that he got the armband, didn't he, when Duke went off? I think they might be after it, you know.
Yeah, well, he totally deserved, because that's the type
totally
of
agree.
players. We've got a good, some candidates for captain material. We've got Clara, we've got Bielik, that's obviously the captain. We got, like, I will always see Dukey as like a bit of a club captain. Do you remember when we used to do it? We had a club captain and we'd have like a pitch captain.
Right, yeah.
So Duke's like an ambassador sort of captain, isn't he, off the pitch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of the time he's there and how, like just the way he talks, and he's blues through and
Incredible
through
for
now,
the
isn't
youth
it?
players, yeah. Let's go on to the midfield then. Someone that stood out to me instantly from the jump was Leonard. Now, he hasn't had many opportunities he's been quite unfortunate when, he's got, the likes of, I mean, you can argue Williamson, but certainly Iwata and Paik ahead of him. And he really relished this opportunity today, I thought. He was everywhere. Some real silky bits of play from him, linked up.
And he was everywhere, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Leonard was everywhere. The energy on the guy today,
Yeah.
and those little link-ups, like a couple of little flicks, whereas normally he'd be like, oh, just play the ball sensibly, but they were coming off, weren't they?
Played with confidence today, I thought.
Yeah.
Had a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paik-esque, almost.
Yeah.
But with a bit more, and I don't want, this sounds like I'm knocking Paik, which I'm absolutely not. He's got that bit more motility, he's a bit more...
Bit more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Paik lets the ball do
He's
the
got
work.
the calmness, composure.
Yeah,
Paik. Yeah, that's the difference.
It's promising, isn't it, when you look forward?
Yeah.
And he was playing alongside Harris, who wasn't as noticeable today. Not saying he put anything wrong.
No.
But good to see him getting minutes. I mean,
You might disagree with us there, Blues fans. Let us know how you thought Harris played.
yeah, it's just how you see the game,
We've
isn't it?
just watched it. We've just come out, and we're taking it as we've seen it.
I remember Harris, again with Leonard having a bit of the link up. But if anyone was going to venture forward, be more Leonard with Harris holding back.
Yeah.
But
Scott
I can't
Wright.
remember him putting a foot wrong. And go on, say again.
Scott Wright as well.
Wright foot. Considering
the
he's only
goal.
just coming back from injury. Yeah, superb again.
Yeah.
Great first half.
Yeah. I feel like the way that he runs at players, absolutely electric and terrifies them, doesn't he? Something that I think we've really missed from Scott Wright without really realising until we've had him back. And that's nothing on Anderson. I think Anderson's really coming into his own. I think he's probably one of the best flank
It's
players
healthy
that we have.
competition for the squad, isn't it?
Completely,
And
yeah.
training together. That we go on about the harmony of the team, and like everyone getting on together, and that, and just that group of players when they're off the pitch and training. It must be a fantastic atmosphere. I'd like to think it is.
Yeah.
They all
absolutely.
see there's a togetherness, isn't there, which is really good. We've already mentioned Yokohama, but I just thought he looked like, especially the first half. Now, bear in mind, as we've touched upon, he's never had 90 minutes, so I don't think he was going to get 90 minutes today. So he did tire. I thought he was tiring towards the end of the first half, to be fair. But the initial, most of the first half, he looked like dynamite, didn't he? Get hold of the ball. Their right back was absolutely flapping all over the place whenever he was on the ball.
He sat him down a few times as well, didn't
Yeah, he really did. And some of the crosses into the box, some of the short passes into the box, getting into good positions to have a go and just creating that bit of space. It's really promising for me now. I think we really need to... I'm not saying he's a starter all the time. I just think that we've got someone like him, having him on the bench in the league, I think is a player to come on and frighten them to death.
I think the way... Because there were a few bits of his play where it looked like he switched off a bit. A few passes that were just missing a little bit. There were some parts of his game that weren't quite there, but how do you improve on that? You give him minutes, you get him involved in the squad, and you give him a little bit of time out there on the pitch. So I think if we really want to see the best out of Yokohama, just give him like 5-10 minutes at the end of some of the games.
And hopefully Davis will do that. For Davis to give him that match today and start him, cracking. I thought that... Brilliant.
Right decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And do you know what? We were playing a different game, wasn't we, today? We were playing like we mentioned it while we were watching. It was like a good old-fashioned game of football today. It was more. It wasn't so much possession based. I think the overall stats were pretty even. I think we on 90 minutes just. In fact, let's go through. Do you want me to go through the stats quickly? I know we haven't finished with the team yet, but while we're on it, let me see what we had. Possession. We had 52% to their 48%. And I know we had more possession in the first half. They had a lot of possession, Lincoln did second half. Total shots, Blues 6 to their 10. They were obviously really pushing on. Of which were on target 4 for us, 2 for them.
Some more clinical. It's getting better, isn't it?
Yeah.
In front of goal.
There's nothing on. This is off the Sky app. They've got no passes or anything like that. Like we'd normally have a bit more, wouldn't we? If I can find it a bit later on when we do the editing, we'll stick it up on the screen. You can have a look, but you probably have had a look before then anyway. Let's have a look. What else have we got? 2 corners apiece. Clear-cut chances, only 1, and that was for Blues. We were offside twice. They were offside once. And then there's not a lot else. Tackles. They haven't got all the stats on there. Like I say, if I do find more, I'll put them up.
No, I think it's fairly comprehensive.
Yeah, it is. But so it was like what I'm saying is it was like more of an end-to-end type game. But there was a bit more possession. Like we were trying to hold on to the ball, but we were playing that long ball again. Talking about our second goal, where we took that free kick from the right back area, and Lyndon Dykes, the way he chested it down, it looked like he'd lost it when he sort of lobbed it over the one player right up into the air, and then took control of it
down
again.
Quick enough though, and
they give him a lot of space, but he still had a lot to do. And a lot of people, it was it a hit and hope? Did he see the keeper off the line?
I don't think so.
It looked like he just got it perfectly.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing there.
The way he just another little bit of a chest, and then like a right-footed lob. Beautiful finish that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought all in all as well.
He deserved that as well.
Oh, he deserved
his running today and his
off the ball work.
He looked the part today. He looked a good number 10, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought that he had a really good game, Dykes. I was really impressed with him, and I'm just happy for him. I think he deserved the goal.
Hopefully he can build on that now. Give him that bit of confidence, because I tell you what, he deserves it.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping, isn't it? And we thought this. I mean, that's consecutive FA Cup games that he scored in now. He scored against Blackpool.
Well, it was him and Duke up front against Blackpool, and they played really well then as well.
Yeah.
In the same today, leading on to Duke's, that one header he had, we mentioned about Cochrane putting it in. I tell you what, he deserved the goal there, didn't he? Got into a great position, and he was steady again today. Duke looked dangerous on the attack. Didn't get many clear-cut chances, although there were plenty of balls into the box, but couldn't criticise anything that he did. Just a shame they didn't get on the score sheet, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Now we can talk about the subs a little bit. It was nice seeing, because Chang's been out for such a long time now. We'll talk about him first because I know that there was quite the big moment with the penalty.
Yeah.
I think he was. What do you think about that with the penalty? Are we just being biased?
Probably, but
I think it
the
was harsh.
only thing you could give
Put
it
my
for,
neck on the line. I think it was.
if you're going to try and be as neutral as possible, the fact that he'd got a bit of a trailing leg, so the referee's always going to say 2-footed, but it didn't look like there was any contact the way the bloke looked like he'd been shot when he went down. That was the angle I saw, and we've seen it on the TV. Other people might have seen it differently. Didn't look a penalty, and it was like a consolation goal for them in the end, wasn't it? Although they did have a few minutes into injury time where it looked like it could have all been different. But yeah, for me it wasn't a penalty. But what do you think?
Not too much to say on Williamson and Paik, to be honest. Thought that they came on, steadied the game out a little bit. Anything that you can say on them, really?
Just good to get them a few minutes, isn't it? Yeah, as long as they haven't took a knock or anything, just to keep the fitness up, get them
the blood
involved.
flowing. Yeah.
Sort of calmed it down. I know we sort of conceded late, but it was just like getting them on and sort of steadying the ship, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I can't knock that. It was nice to see this lad, Zaid Betaka.
Yeah.
Come on, get a few minutes.
First time we've seen him. One of the youth players.
Well introduced, I thought. So
Yeah,
that
definitely.
was nice to see the youngsters coming through. So, on the whole, I know it was unlucky to concede a goal today, but I think 2-0. But you know what? It's not an unfair result, 2-1. Obviously, we'd have liked 2-0. We're through to the next round.
I agree with that.
Who do you want in the next round?
Oh, I like that question. That's good. We can say that now, can't we?
We can. Monday night, the draw.
I believe in it.
Obviously, there's a lot of games
to
to go today. We know that Liverpool are through. 4-0, they were beating Tranmere.
The Boy in Blue, I had a podcast with him. Check that channel out, The Boy in Blue. Absolutely brilliant it is. It's a wonderful channel. Does a lot of live streams. I suspect he'll have one, by the time that this is going out, I'll have one up already, talking about this game. But he said to me that he would like to take it in stages, and for the next round, he would like to actually face a championship side and then build up to the Premier League. He says that it gives us more of a chance to progress further into the competition, which gave me a bit of pause, because I would just like to have that Premier League clash.
But there's a number of ways you can look at this, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. How far do we really want to give ourselves to progress in this competition and give us a nice little cup run in the FA Cup? I'd love that.
Well, for me, this is a nice little run now. It is a nice little run, isn't it? Into the fourth round, in with the big boys, still. So we could have someone that's managed to get here from the lower leagues. I'm sure there's a few in. I haven't even looked, to be honest with you. And that sort of gives you a chance to go even further, or get one of the big boys at home.
I'd like to have Manchester United at home.
Oh, good God.
I'd like to have Manchester United at home.
And just scare them to death.
Well, because they're not doing very well at the moment in the Premier League. They're a huge team, a lot of history, and I feel like we can genuinely give them a good game and might have a chance.
What you've got to remember is a lot of these Prem teams are looking at the FA Cup as their only silverware chance this season.
True.
So they're going to they should be putting everything into it. So if you do get one of the big boys at home, there's a chance you're playing their first team. Or if they want to be cocky and send all the second string out, it gives the opposition that bit of, is that what they're playing? Is it? Let's hold my beer.
Right, go on then. Who do you like to see us come up against, home or away?
Obviously home for me.
Right at home. Okay.
Just any of the Premiership teams.
Come on, you can't mean that, because I think there's a discrepancy between a Brentford and a Arsenal, isn't there?
Honestly, it could be any of the Prem teams for me. Man United would be brilliant. I mean, imagine getting Liverpool down. I remember years ago we had Liverpool, and
we've given them their heaviest defeat, haven't we?
9-1 in the 60s, wasn't it? Yeah. But I remember going down to I'm sure it was the FA Cup, and I think we lost on penalties back in would it have been late 80s, early 90s? Probably around 1990, and it was we gave them a game, and I think this team can give anyone a game on the day. I think we've got some quality. I'm not saying that we're Prem quality, but I'll tell you what, with Chris Davies at our helm, I think that we could really frighten someone to death.
That's the other point, isn't it? That's the other side to this, where it's like, let's really get a good look at our squad and what we're made of.
The other thing I was going to say is that if we play one of the minnows that's still coming through, even though we're League One, we're still seen as this big team to beat as well. Teams in our league see us as a big team to beat. And I'm not blowing our own trumpet there. I suppose I am, but I don't mean it to sound as it probably
No, it's
does to anyone else
justified.
watching.
It is justified.
But it is, isn't it? It's like if Lincoln had beat us today, that would have been almost like a giant killing for them, although we're in the same division. Do you know what I mean? So whoever we get, smaller team, bigger team, it's going to be tough. That's why I'd like the big team, because that then is something to go into, not worrying about it, and let's just go and enjoy the game, get the fans behind them.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to Monday to have a look at that. Oh,
Yeah, it's
I'll be
good, isn't
watching
it?
that.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
It really
it's
is.
nice having this,
Yeah.
this opportunity. Really, you just don't know who you're going to get. Reminds me though.
Who would you not like?
Who would I not like?
Is there anyone? Oh, I wouldn't
Just
fancy that.
a real crap, like unexciting Premier League team. And
Are you
I
going to
think,
name who you think?
yes, I'm
Are
thinking.
you talking like away as well?
Well, no, even at home, I'm thinking of your Brightons and your Brentfords.
But they're quality though.
Nah, but if we're going to go that far, because they're still really good. Nottingham Forest, for example, I'll be
They're
gutted.
playing
Nah,
their socks off.
Yeah, no, I know, but
Imagine being the team that stops all that.
nah, I'd prefer it to be like an Arsenal or a team that's got
Yeah, I know
a
what
little
you're
bit
saying.
more calibre.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
Arsenal.
Yeah, you see what I mean? But you reminded me, though, the last time that we played Man City at home, if you remember, when Carlos Tevez was playing for them and
Forehead.
Julian Lescott. Yeah. We went down there, didn't we? And there was a moment in the game, back when we had James McFadden and those sorts of players, it was that sort of time. And it went all quiet in the crowd. I think we went down with our uncle at the time, and it all goes quiet. Julian Lescott comes over, if you remember,
To get the ball out of the crowd.
To get the ball. And if you know Julian Lescott, he's just got about 6
Where are you going with this?
And he just says, goes quiet, forward!
Someone in the crowd shouts that. Everyone just cracks up. That feel sorry for the bloke.
Well, we had
He's got
a few-
millions of pounds in the bank, but I still feel sorry for him.
There's a few moments like that. Sorry to go on.
Everyone
but
laughed.
There was another one where it goes quiet again, completely different game. But I remember this from years ago. I think you told this a few times, where like this little bit of a packet or something, or a little bit of rubbish comes onto the field, and everything goes quiet, and someone just goes, "What a load of rubbish!" It's daft, isn't it?
Yeah,
But anyway, that's enough of that, I think.
It must have been a really entertaining game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not making us look good, that actually, is it, when you put it like that? Anything else? We're into the next round. Let us know your thoughts, Blues fans. What did you make of the game? And yeah, I'm delighted. Let us know who you'd like in the next round, actually. That'd be a good one. Because, of course, I don't know when we're going to get this out, but hopefully we're all wrapped up. I think that there might be some more games tomorrow, actually. In any case, let us know who you'd like. Whatever the state of play is when you're watching this video. And yeah, if that draws us to a close.
Yeah, all done, all good. Looking forward to the draw.
Okay, well, we'll see you on Tuesday, because we're against Swindon Town away. I think it's on Tuesday, I hope I've got that right, in the EFL Trophy. Take care of yourselves, Blues fans. And as always, please subscribe and like this video if you have enjoyed what you've seen today. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.